let's get into the Robert Eggers film. I do not write reviews a whole lot on Letterboxd. I usually just keep it as general ratings and just collection of what I've seen, and collection of like keeping track of rankings and stuff. I don't write a lot of reviews on there anymore. But I did write a review for this one because I initially gave it 4.5 stars or 4.5 slices, Papa John's system. And that's really good. That means I thought really well of this. I loved this movie. But I had to say one thing, and that's why I wrote a review. And simply put, I simply said, if it wasn't for the mustache, it could have been 5 stars. I am sorry. I don't know if anyone else picked up on that. I mean, I know a lot of people have said things about the mustache, but every single time that they would show a shot of him in Ellen's room, in this girl's room, it just, every single time, it looked like Dr. Robotnik was just creepily in the shadows stalking this poor woman. In a weird way, that is creepy. In a weird way, that's probably even more creepy than Dracula or Count Orlok stalking you is Dr. Robotnik stalking you from the shadows. That's creepy. That's horrific for a horror movie. But yeah, that is my biggest complaint. It's not my only complaint. This is a movie that I think is going to go down a little bit the more I rewatch it, because I do think it is very well directed and well shot and well edited and just it's really well done. Robert Eggers is an amazing filmmaker. But there are a couple things here. Like, I was a little disappointed when Thomas was going through and discovering the caskets and the coffins, and you don't get that iconic raising out of the coffin thing. It kind of feels like a cheap jump scare version of that you would get from rando studio vampire movie Dracula ripoff film rather than a true filmmaker's artistic vision of it. And I did not like that. There are certain instances that I felt disappointed in something like that. That's the main one that I'm thinking of, where he discovers the coffins and he goes into the basement, not the basement, but where all the coffins are. He undoes the thing, and Count Orlok he kind of just very quickly jumps and everything just scares and runs. And it's not like the whole raising out of the coffin like you would get in the original Nosferatu, or even the Bram Stoker's Dracula from the Coppola's Dracula. But overall, like I said, it's still a great movie. I have a couple nitpicks. Like, that's a small little nitpick of a scene that lasts a few seconds. The only real major gripe I have is the mustache. The mustache really, it feels very nitpicky to just harken on this mustache. I did not like this mustache, and I believe he has a mustache in the book. I only made it like 180 to 100 pages through the book, so I never really finished the book. I will someday. But even if he does have a mustache in the book, he doesn't have this mustache in the book. He doesn't have this gigantic mustache in the book. And if he does, okay, then that's an issue with the book. But I swear to God, he looked like when he's in the shadows, mainly, he looks like Dr. Robotnik. Now, when he's not necessarily in the shadows, it's not so much Dr. Robotnik look-ish. It's more of like very exaggerated porn stash Burt Reynolds. Like at the very end, when the sun comes up and he's sitting there, you have the blood. It looks like a parody of a porn stash dripping with blood. So I think they went way too overboard with the mustache. I don't mind him having a mustache, But why does it have to be that goddamn big? That's the part that makes no sense to me. Other than that, I like the design. I kind of like the whole design and big, imposing aspect of Count Orlok. I like that. Just the mustache. And the problem is, it's such a small little detail, but it's so exaggerated that it takes me out of the movie. It completely takes me out of the movie. But, I mean, other things. Let's move on from this mustache. I feel like I've been talking about this mustache for 8 minutes now. But, yeah. One thing I did really love was Lily Rose-Depp here. And how her performance, it very much gives like exorcism, possession, horror vibes that I appreciated, and it added to the more unnerving side of everything here, and I really enjoyed that. I like how they included much more of the possession, exorcism type of thing in here. Really well shot. I said that multiple times already as well. You know, you got the shot with the hand going over the city, which is really well done and iconic. But I think the shot that really got me back into this was the carriage shot. I was a huge fan of that. You know, the carriage popping up and just the way Robert Eggers visualized that. Robert Eggers is amazing when it comes to cinematography. All of his movies have amazing cinematography.